Hey guys, Mech Knight here. And with Legends ZA starters recently being announced, those being Totodile, Chikorita, and Tepig, and Megas already being known to be reintroduced in Legends ZA, I thought I'd make some new Mega Evolutions, specifically a Mega Evolution for every single generation. We're going to be going in reverse order, starting with Gen 9 and all the way back to Gen 1. Because let's be honest, what we're all really excited for is some Pokemon from the newer gens to get some Megas when they didn't have the chance before. Right, with that being said, our first Mega is Mega Oriflamme. Still a pure Steel type, and it probably changes a bit more than most Ultimates do. Most just get spikier and angrier, but I think it's more fun when Ultimates change a bit more. Think like Mega Gengar. So, I kind of turned it from a train into a dinosaur. Bit of a weird premise, I know, but I have my reasons. It's based on like that trope of like an underground dinosaur or like Hollow Earth type area. And so like Oriflamme would be underground, so you'd only see like the neck or something. I thought that was a cool idea. Almost kind of looks like a Gigantamax form to me, which I think is cool. And with Legends ZA's themes of like past and future, like we can't really tell at the minute. Like it's probably future, but it's definitely got like past, even like Victorian theming. I just think that's really cool to combine this futuristic thing of like a bullet train with like a prehistoric thing like a dinosaur. And let's be honest, robot dinosaurs are just sick. Who don't love robot dinosaurs? Anyway, as I said, still a pure Steel type. For their stats, obviously, I didn't change the HP. None of your Megas do that. I did change the defense, adding 60 points. I did 55 points to the special defense. And I took 30 points away from speed, which makes it a bit better in Trick Room, I would say. And it's a much bulkier Pokemon now. So yeah, much better in like Trick Room, much slower type thing. And it's also got a pretty respectable attack stat. As you know, each Megas get a new ability, so this Pokemon's ability is Speed of Sound. This Pokemon gets a 1-stage boost to its attack every time it moves first, which being said, like, is rare because it's so slow, but, as I said, it works well in Trick Room. I think this is a really good idea. Maybe it could even get access to a few priority moves. That could do some really interesting play. I didn't want to go for the obvious option, which is like Mega Goldengo or Mega Scovillain, which people have all done before for Gen 9. I wanted to go with an underappreciated Pokemon. Like, Gen 9 is a pretty like good balance for all its Pokemon, I would say. Like, they're spread pretty good across the board. They're all pretty good designs, like pretty balanced. But Oriflamme is such a cool design, and I kind of just wanted to be competitively viable, you know? So, yeah, I made this Oriflamme. I feel like it's just a bit underappreciated, really. Anyway, on to Gen 8, where I made Mega Grapploct. Still a pure fighting type. Most people think it's actually pure fighting water, but you'd be wrong. So, you know, the more you know. This one, I again didn't want to go with an obvious one. Gen 8 don't really have that many obvious choices. I think if they do, like, actually Gen 8 Pokemon, they're probably going to do the 3 starters. Just because Gen 8, I hate to say it since it's one of my favourites, but it won a very iconic generation. Like, it was very good. Gigantamax was a really cool gimmick. Like, gym leaders, all the towns and the lore and stuff, that was really cool. But it don't really just have that many standout Pokemon that aren't starters or legendaries. Heaven forbid we ever get an Ultimatization. Its stats, HP and attack stay the same. Special defense goes up quite a bit, same with defense, it's another bulky Pokemon. And its speed goes down. Again, another Trick Room set. I know that's a bit repetitive, but, yeah, I think that's just cool. And it fit best with this Pokemon, and I really just wanted to make a Mega Grapploct, so, you know, I can't complain. I tried to go with more superhero themes of, like, that mask and, like, gloves. And I tried to make it, like, the symbol on the chest. You can kind of guess that pattern from there. Its new ability is Elasticity. All of this Pokemon's fighting type moves can hit Pokemon in moves where they can't usually be hit. For example, Fly or Dig. That's not a very, like, good ability, but I feel like this Pokemon would be good enough on its own that it doesn't really need it. And again, Graplocked is another underappreciated Pokemon, I feel like. For such cool design, like, again, I just want these, like, cool designs to be competitively viable. And Megas are already broken anyway, so I don't really care if I give any of these broken... Ultimate. I keep thinking of Ben 10 Ultimates. I keep thinking of Ben 10 Ultimates! So, I'm not really bothered if I give any of these, like, way overpowered abilities or stuff like that. So, yeah. Just keep that in mind, because I probably will be showing you some overpowered abilities and Pokemon throughout this video. Next up, we've got Mega Vikavolt. I'm pretty sure Vikavolt was actually viable in some cases, but not very much. And it's also, again, just such a cool Pokemon. It's still a bug electric type. I ain't changed the types of any of these yet, so stick around to the end of the video because I do that a lot more. Its ability is Railgun, which powers up moves that take a turn to charge, like Solar Beam and stuff like that. I thought that's a really cool one. Again, another not very useful one, but I just think it's cool and it fits well with this design. Where it actually makes sense to have Vikavolt's terribly low speed stat. I hate low speed again, but Vikavolt already has such a low speed stat, I didn't really have a choice. So again, another Trick Room Pokemon, yeah, another slow, bulky one. But, yeah, I don't really care, they're still cool. This one, its stats are actually spread pretty even across the board. I feel like I spread them pretty even. Attack's obviously lower, but it's high enough where it can still be a pretty good mixed attacker, if I do say so myself. Vikavolt's, again, a pretty cool Pokemon. I just really wanted it to be cooler. And I just thought the idea of making its, like, not pincers, but its mouth parts that big. It was just a cool idea. Almost an idea I'd have for a Gigantamax. I guess Ginormous is just stuck in my head and all the Gigantamaxes of the Gloria region videos, which we will be getting a new one soon, don't you worry. But for the last region that didn't have a chance to get Megas, we've got Gen 6. Since, fun fact, despite Gen 6 introducing Megas, no Gen 6 Pokemon was actually given a Mega. But that changes now, because I gave us all Mega Claw-Itza. Like, there are much more obvious choices like Dragalge and stuff, but I've already covered Dragalge and Ginormous. Check that out, it's my drawing challenge where I make a Gigantamax Pokemon every day for a month. So, like, maybe that's a bit biased, but I feel like this one's definitely the most Mega Pokemon. Like, this feels most like a Mega Game Freak would actually do. It was the first one where I changed the type. I changed it to Water Dragon. You can see that fits a bit more of a claw. Gave him more of a night themes just to, like, aesthetically work with the Dragon Claw. Which, speaking of which, is its ability. All of this Pokemon's status moves trap the affected Pokemon on the battlefield. I feel like grabbing someone in its claw or trapping someone there, that's a cool visual and I wanted to work it into the design. There's nothing much to say about this one. This one I did up the speed. Claw-Itza itself, its speed is like very much on the low side, but it's high enough to where I thought I could get away with making it faster. Yeah, coincidentally, I didn't mean to put all the like slow and bulky Pokemon at the first part of the video, but hopefully we should be getting some faster Pokemon that can just knock out the others in one hit. Again, it's pretty evenly spread across the board. Like, pretty good everything, really. Ignoring the attack. Like, everything's pretty good, if I do say so myself. Obviously, special attack is by far the best. But it's all pretty good, and I imagine this to be a pretty good Pokemon, especially in Rain. Like, I imagine this on Rain teams just tearing through Pokemon. It's definitely the most realistic one so far, and probably the most realistic one on the list, but you'll have to stick around to find out if you think the same. Next up is Mega Excadrill, a first one of a Pokemon that was kind of actually competitively viable, and it's still kind of used today. Still ground steel type. It's the strongest Mega on this list, I'm pretty sure. I actually think this is the strongest Mega Evolution on the list. I tried to go with this, like, bulky design. The tail, it's kind of like sandworm kind of thing. Or dragon. I kind of wanted to go with this bulky design, because moles, like, if they were bigger, they're very bulky, kind of. Their ability is Dune Ambush. Like, showing that sandworm jumping out of the dunes to attack someone type thing. This Pokemon does double damage on any Pokemon if it's their first time attacking them and Sandstorm is active. So imagine your Tyranitar's just set Sandstorm out, and you've switched it into Mega Excadrill. Like, say that Mega Excadrill attacks a Pokemon that hasn't yet the entire battle, double damage. And since it's got such a good speed stat, and normal Excadrill has Sand Rush, so it moves faster, I think it's a pretty speedy Pokemon. It's got a higher special turn defense, it loses a bit on special attack, but its attack is up quite a bit as well, so it's definitely a physical attacker. And 165 doubled, again, probably overpowered, but Megas already are overpowered, so don't really care, you know. On to Gen 4, my favourite of the generations. You might think I'd be doing Infernape here, because it is my favourite Pokemon. Well, maybe Gen 4's not my favourite generation, but it is home to my favourite Pokemon, Infernape. But I felt like if I did starters, I'd have to do all three. But here's to hoping we do get Mega Infernape. Anyway, I've yapped long enough. On to Mega Bronzong. Another one where it's kind of a competitively viable Pokemon. I've seen it used quite a bit. This is another one where the type changes. Steel Psychic to Steel Fairy. I think both work here, but Steel Fairy is the best type in the game, pretty much. Like, you can argue with me on that, but you can't deny, even if you don't think it's the best type combo, it's definitely up there. So I just wanted to make this one another competitively viable Mega, unlike Mega Beedrill or something. I did a lot more patterns to this one. I just wanted to make it look like more of a bell and just more patterns, more psychedelic, which is ironic because it's no longer psychic type. I boosted the attack a bit, boosted the defense and special defense. There's another Trick Room one, I'm sorry, but Bronzong's the main thing is to set up Trick Room in most of the teams I've seen it in, so, you know, whatever, who cares? Its ability is Booming Bell, where all of this Pokemon's sound moves ignore resistances. It's a pretty unique ability, and I don't know if it'd actually be, like, useful. And there'd probably be some, like, crazy things someone does where it's pretty useful, but, you know, I'm not a game balancer, so don't come at me in the comments saying that any of these are overpowered. Well, actually, comments to make the video do better, so yeah, come at me in the comments, tell me all the reasons why my Megas are overpowered. Anyway, on to Gen 3, where I made Mega Ninjask. I was going to do Mega Shedinja, but let's be honest, even the thought of Mega Shedinja terrifies me. There's another one where it changes type, going to Bug Dragon. Mega Ninjask, like, Ninjask is already a very speedy Pokemon. This one's speed stat is above 200, so you know it's fast. And its attack stat is 175, so that's another pretty good one if I do say so myself. And its other stats, well, yeah, I was about to say they're pretty balanced, but not at all. But this one, I went with like a big beetle type thing. I even made it to like Egyptian scarab beetles, kind of. I just really wanted to make it like one of them big buff beetles, and I do think I actually did like that while still making it, you know, look like it could speed around, because that's what Ninjask already is. Like, it's light because it's lost its shell from Shedinja. Speaking of shells, this one isn't very light anymore because it's got the ability Heavy Shell. Well, all of this Pokemon's physical moves act like Rollout, where they'll boost in power for more turns in a row they use. That's probably overpowered with this attack stat, but again, I'm not a game balancer. However, this one, I think it's probably not overpowered. I think this is a pretty balanced Mega, which probably means it's not good, since most Megas aren't balanced. Mega Forretress. Still Steel Bug type, but if Mega Caesar could get away with being good whilst being a Steel Bug type, so could this. Here are its stats. It's pretty good in defense, but its main thing is its attack. You can see I gave it like a mace. I thought that was really cool. And then boosted the armor, made it look more like Knight's armor. I don't know why I made a lot of these look like Knights, like Excadrill Claw, it's this one. I don't know, I just thought that was cool. It lower the speed a bit, it's probably a Trick Room Pokemon, or it's just so bulky it don't mind moving last, well, unless you've got a fire type. Its ability is Bruised Armor, where this Pokemon sets up spikes when put below half health. I feel like that could definitely be an ability that's used in some unique ways, like getting using attacks that heal it up, or maybe even like Belly Drum. I doubt this Pokemon would learn it, but if it did, it could bring itself down to half health, set up spikes, and then sweep your entire team. That'd be pretty powerful. Again, this probably wouldn't be the best, but, you know, this is just for fun anyway. On to Generation 1. The generation that definitely doesn't need any more attention, but I'm doing every gen. Gotta do it anyway. Gen 2 don't get enough attention, so, like, I'm happy I made this one, but, again, I should be doing the Gen 2 one, not a Gen 1 one. Gen 1 one. But, I mean, again, I'm doing all the generations, so here is Mega Golduck. Water Psychic type. This is the last one in the video to change its type. I mean, it makes sense, it's also the last one in the video, full stop. I feel like Golduck always should have been the Psychic type, evolving from Psyduck and having Psychic powers when the gem in its head grows, right? I know that's like a really overdone thing at this point, but it's overdone because it makes sense. I don't think I've met a single person who disagrees with that. I mean, its head looked more like a crown, and with its eyes being like slits, you could even see like its eyes on its beak, like these blank eyes. It made its arms out of pills. It's almost like a Rubber Hose cartoon character, kind of, with that stance in it. I made it look a bit more regal, and I did the orange colours so it'd be a bit closer to Psyduck. Its ability is a manifestation where all of its Pokemon's damaging moves are physical or special, depending on which would do more damage. This Pokemon definitely has a higher special attack, but they're pretty close together, and you know, some Pokemon just have abysmal defense but high special defense. Overall, I think that would be a pretty strong ability if I do say so myself, but got a regular Golduck's already so bad, I think that kind of balances out. Bit like Mega Mawile, 390 base stat total, even though it's one of the strongest Megas. Like, the actual Pokemon's rubbish, but strongest Mega, so, you know. I boosted its attack, special attack, like I said, and I boosted its speed a bit. So, it's not going to be super fast, but it'll outspeed most Pokemon, which I think is pretty useful. Anyway, tell me which generation you think needs more Megas in the comments. I mean, to be fair, Gen 5 only got one in Mega Ordino, and it's Mega Ordino. Like, give us some more Gen 5 ones. Please don't give us Mega Golduck. Well, if they gave us all of these, I wouldn't mind, but come on. Don't give us any more Gen 1s, Game Freak, please. So tell me your favourite one of these in the comments. Give me your own predictions for what Megas you're thinking we're getting in Mega Z8. And leave your predictions for what you think we're going to get starter Pokemon regional forms or Megas. Personally, my money's on regional forms and then Megas for the Kalos starters. But leave your ideas in the comments. I'd love to hear them. That'll probably be its own video pretty soon. Anyway, I've yapped long enough. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.